Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and I'm, of course, coming to you from M-Dog Gaming here on YouTube. You can also check me out on Twitch. Same thing, M-Dog Gaming. I am playing a little Russian Fishing 4 for the first time in quite a while. And what inspired me to do this, honestly, was you all. I recently crossed the 1,000 sub threshold here on YouTube, and which was something that I was looking forward to doing, you know? And of course, it happened at a time when I really haven't been super active because I haven't been playing these fishing games very much, which tends to be the thing that I make videos for YouTube on, although I have changed that up at times according to what I'm playing. But just the stuff I've been playing and streaming hasn't really worked super well, in my mind at least, for putting them into YouTube videos. So I thought, you know what? We hit 1,000 subs. Let's celebrate. Let's at least do a short YouTube video on Russian Fishing 4. I need to check in with this game. It's been a long time anyway. Quite honestly, I logged into my main a couple days ago and tried to, I think he was like sitting at Volkov or something. I tried to throw a feeder line in, and I couldn't cast more than like 4 feet. So apparently something has changed. And I just, you know, haven't gotten back over there to see what needs to be set up differently. I assume that the skills haven't been reset. No, it doesn't look like they have. We still have skill points in the same place. So it must be something about the gear, the way I have the gear put together over there on my main account. But anyway, I thought we would play our old account. This is what, level 18? This is the account that I've been making videos on since it was level 1. And we have not missed much on this account. And I also thought we would come to this spot here. I don't know anything about the fishing right now. It's been months since I've played. And so why not come to a spot that has worked really well in the past? And let's just do that. So let's look at our setups one at a time. We can do one with cheese. I think we'll just do one with cheese. We are using leaders here. So let's use this tench. Alternate tench ground bait. Of course, the problem here is I don't remember how to play, and the other problem is we potentially get grass carp, but that's okay. This is our strongest line, strongest setup. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. You know, it should be like riding a bike. Muscle memory will just take over, and we'll figure out how to do things. All right, so it's a size 6 hook. That's going to be a little big for anything we would be likely fishing for over here. I'll put a 10 on this one, and let's pick a different bait. Let's try just kind of putting something else in there. Cottage cheese dough could be good. Let's start with semolina, and then we'll just do a regular ground bait. We'll experiment with some different things, see if we can't catch some fish, just see if this spot, the reason why I chose this spot is because at least back in the day, you know, it used to be pretty difficult not to catch fish in this spot, so I figured, hey, that's probably a safe way to start. Maybe pearl barley, maybe worm actually, maybe we just start with worm and work our way from there. Probably a good idea. So we get a little bit of variety. We've got cheese, semolina, I think, and now worm. Worm should hopefully will get us some action, even if the other two don't. It's 3 in the morning, so the cheese could be a little slow. The semolina certainly could be slow. We may have to switch that semolina up to bread or try cottage cheese or some of the other baits. We'll kind of experiment some. Can't really tell which one that is. It does look like it was a semolina line, possibly the middle line. And there's a lot of slack in this first one, but nothing on it. Maybe just be that something really small. Let's check the second line. Okay, guess we're good. Pretty sure it was that second line that was making some noise. And yeah, so I don't know how fishing has been. It's I always keep an eye on this game. I'm always looking for, like, okay, when are they going to have a big update? When's something going to change? You know, what's going on over there? And so I'm usually keeping an eye on things. Good old worms. We'll always at least catch something on worms, right? A little middle of the night rough. Yeah, and kind of waiting to see, like, what's their next big update going to be content-wise. And I knew that was going to be a while because they were kind of working on some of the back-end stuff. And so I've really just been giving it a break. But I still keep an eye on it. And so, you know, I kind of am looking in from the outside, but I don't know a lot about what's been going on. A lot of the people that I follow or that I've been friends with over the months and years at this point, some of them have kind of bounced off the game and are playing other fishing games. Some of them are still kind of come back and forth. So I really don't know how, you know, how the community's doing or how the fishing has been. But I do try to keep an eye on it, and if any of you have been playing pretty faithfully and have any thoughts on that, please feel free to let me know. Alright, I think we're going to say that Semolina has finally caught a fish here. And we not only have Semolina, we also have a little bit of a large hook for this area. Trying to catch a little bit bigger crucians and stuff on the Semolinas, but now that it's first thing in the morning, hopefully everything will pick up a little bit. If that cheese doesn't catch anything, then we'll just, again, we'll just switch off and use something else. But at least we're catching fish. I mean, that's the main thing I wanted to do. I wanted to come in and just at least catch a few fish to... Honestly, it's just fun for me. You know, when I haven't played this game in a while, and I've put so many hours in across multiple accounts, sometimes it's just nice to get in there and just remember what it's like for a little bit. If you're curious, on my Twitch account, we have been playing some No Man's Sky. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. I'm not sure if I even got that name right. A couple space games. Definitely counting down to World of Warcraft Classic coming out, which at this point, as of this recording date, is only about 3 days away. So it's pretty dang close. And yeah, a little bit of stuff here and there, but you're always welcome to come by and say hello over on Twitch. It is interesting because you know, and I've done this before. If I go and look at you know, my friends list, people that used to play this game, so few of them. I like that they do this now where they show you the chat before you join it. And I used to play this game so much, it would be impossible to imagine that you could come to a spot and not recognize anyone that's fishing there. But I think that's the case right now. I don't know any of these people, and if you see their levels, a lot of them are lower level. We do have a level 33. But, you know, now that this game is through Steam, I'm sure there's always a constant flow of new players coming in, and some of those people attach, some of them don't, but we're an old timer at this point, I guess. We haven't caught a single thing on the cheese, have we? Alright, let's switch this up. Let's go to, before we go change it too much, let's just put night crawlers on here. Just see if that gets any action. Tench may be dead right now, or just, you know, not here. Maybe they're in other spots. Or maybe cheese isn't their preferred bait at the moment. Everything seems to be working pretty smoothly, though. I mean, not noticing anything too dramatic different at this point. What I ought to probably do is just put like bread and worms straight across, or maybe pearl barley on one, just to see if this spot still feels like it used to. I mean, this is basically, anytime I've played this game at least, this is typically a spot you come to if you just want to fill your net up. Now, you might not have the best fish. A lot of it's going to be like crucian and gibbles and stuff. But if you're just looking to have an action-packed session, fill your net up, you probably get a couple of cafe orders on accident. This was the spot to do it. But I've been a little surprised. I mean, semolina can be a little hit or miss, but I've been a little surprised that worms haven't been a little bit more active. Maybe I'm throwing a little too far. Maybe go a little shorter. I don't know. That's not far enough. But the game still looks good. I mean, in my opinion, I've always thought that the graphics in this game were one of its strengths. I've always liked the graphic style of this game. So there's a quick... Oh, a bream. That's weird. I was reading recently that something, and I don't know if this was like old news, because I think they had done this before, but I was reading somewhere that they had like nerfed breams, so that like it wasn't worth farming them anymore. Either how much experience you got or how much you could sell them for. So I don't really know if that was a recent change or if that was someone referring back to it, because they did do that. Kind of remember when they did that back in the day. But even after that happened, I still felt like they were worth fishing. So I don't know, maybe it happened again? I'm not sure. Crucian? Trying to keep all of them a little closer to see if we get a little more activity closer. And it's just now 6:45 in the morning, so that's the other thing I've got to remember is this spot has always been, you know, you could get stuff through the night, but during the day is when you just get crushed with fish in this spot. I think I will switch the, maybe the semolina line. It's so weird, it still does this, I see. I mean, there is absolutely going to be a fish on there. In fact, I think it still is. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's a little weird the way it won't show you that the fish is on there until you put it back down sometimes, but it's weird. All right, so let's try it. Let's switch this up with like pearl barley. Nice big crucian. Let's try pearl barley for a bit. So the ground bait bug is still there. It shows that there's no ground bait, but if you switch bait, it clicks back in and remembers that there actually is ground bait. We to see little crucians on our night crawlers. That is not ideal. It's going to be hard to offset the cost of night crawlers if we catch little 196 gram crucians. Wow. Apparently I'm trying to pick them up too fast, so let's make sure they're good and set on there. What is going on? Well, this should be the biggest fish we've caught so far. Undersized grass carp. Bleak. And it's one of the fun things about this pond area is this is one of those spots where there's so many different species of fish. You know, we've gotten several already, and we're missing like common carp can come out of here, and Chinese sleepers, obviously, eels. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff back in here, so you can catch a lot of different fish. Pearl barley has been slow so far, but looks like I caught a pretty nice crucian here. Let's try to throw in a little bit more over on this side. At least one of them. So we've got one Kama Fantasia, Express Fishing Asteria, which is sort of an old staple. And those are both, that's FD110, FD130. And then we've got the Adriatica on this one. And let's see what's on this guy. Same thing, Adriatica 5000. And over here we have still the Lacerti 4000. We've got 210 credits, or silver, so we were getting pretty close to maybe our next upgrade at some point. Alright, I think I want to try bread on this one. Well, first of all, what size hook do we have? 12. We could even go smaller. Let's go 13 with bread. And then here, I think I want to go worm. And then let's experiment a little more on this one. We'll take the night crawlers off. Let's try something else. We could do the pearl barley, but let's go to a size 10 hook. And let's try garlic dough first. we'll at least try to get through the morning hours here before wrapping this one up. Again, I just kind of wanted to check in on the game and experience fishing a little bit. But mostly just get something uploaded so that I could kind of say a thank you to all of the subscribers that have stuck with my channel, even though I'm not always consistent. And it's nice to have finally reached our goal of 1,000 subscribers over there. This is definitely one of those games, though, like, if you go a while without playing, you just kind of feel lost. Like, where are the hot spots? What catch on garlic dough there? Oh, it's our first common roach of the day. Yeah, and these feeders are working fine, so I don't know what the problem was on my main account, but at some point I got to figure that out, because that was pretty annoying. And bread has been pretty active here since we put bread in. Again, we're going to catch a lot of small crucians and gibbles, but so now we're starting to warm up. You see, it's just like you'll get on these spots where it'll just be one line after another. I think there's actually a fish on this third line. Maybe a small guy. And we do have these fluorocarbon leaders on here, but that is, at least it used to be, that is totally unnecessary in this spot. I think the water is, cloudy enough that with the feeder fishing over here, you really don't have to have the leaders. I don't think it makes any difference at all back here from what I've seen in the past, at least. Well, worm has been the slowest, hasn't it? Out of these three baits, at least. Seems like the more bready based, starchy baits have worked best over here so far. But at night, the more meaty baits probably work a little better. The worm or night crawlers, red worms, or stuff like that. I guess before we wrap up, we could try to, instead of worms, put like maggots or something on. Experiment with that real quick. That was garlic dough. We can try sweet dough as well. So we've got sweet dough maggots and then just bread in there right now. Sweet dough. Looks like a crucian. Alright, let's start. Let's head up to the base here. See if we made any silver at all. If you're used to hitting, you know, like really hot spots where you're targeting a fish that's a good money-making fish, then you're probably not gonna. Oh, look at this! Maggots did really well. We should have tried maggots more. It's a nice crucian, over a kilo. That might have been the biggest crucian of the day. So yeah, if you've got like a spot where you're hitting a good percentage of tench or whatever, or some kind of carp, then fishing this spot where you've got so many undersized fish, it's not going to compare to that. But if you just want to make pretty consistent money and also just sort of try to hit a few random cafe orders, then spending a couple days in that spot, I mean, you should, as you sort of dial in on the right baits and hook sizes, you should fill your net pretty quickly. Let's see, we did 30 fish in noon. We started at like 3 or 4 a.m., right? So pretty quick. If we had been there a full day, I mean, I think we probably would be, if not a full net, getting there. So you just end up randomly hitting cafe orders pretty good. So it can be a pretty decent, like, reliable source of silver if other spots just aren't hitting. And like I said, I'm so out of touch. I don't know how Old Burg is doing or how the other fisheries are doing. The other night I was streaming and was going to play this, and on my main account, probably what I will do next time I stream it is just go to start off at Quarry and just see if I can get trolling going, because that's usually fairly reliable. Not always great, but fairly reliable. So, like, you know, this common roach order would be easy to do. This Chinese sleeper order would be easy to do if you stayed there long enough. We would hit that gibble carp no problem pretty quick. So we didn't get any orders in that short of amount of time, but you can see how even with just these random orders that they have up right now, I used to know some good bream spots and white bream spots here at Old Burg. I just, again, haven't tried them in so long. I don't know if they're working. So we'll go ahead and sell everything. 21 silver, you know. It is what it is. But I enjoyed that. I'm sort of... it's just fun to come back to a game that you haven't played in a while. That, you know, I've always really loved this game. So I will continue to keep an eye on it. Who knows? I might try some trolling at Quarry. I might poke in on the forums, see if there's any good hot spots, and maybe try to do something else pretty soon, either on stream or on YouTube for this. But I really appreciate y'all watching, and most importantly, thanks for the support and all the subs to the YouTube channel. It just means a lot, and I just want to let you know I am still here, just kind of waiting on the next opportunity to throw some videos at you. But as always, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.